So I'm going to show you, this was a kit that I bought, and how I would go about deciding what to match up with what. Now here's the hard part. You have to untie the ribbon. They're beautiful, and we like to keep them nice and pristine on the shelf, but at some point you have to make that hard choice to open it up. So let's open up the kit. First thing I do is kind of divide my fabrics into lights and darks. Now this is not totally scientific, and at the end I move things around, but this is the gist of what I do. So I divide the light pieces and the dark pieces. Okay. And then I kind of arrange my lights, and I don't agonize over this, I do it quickly, but I'm going to try and arrange my lights from light to dark. Lightest light to darkest light. So let's sort of figure out what these are right now, what's lightest and what's darkest. And like I said, don't make this be too hard, just it's in general. I think this is kind of a light one. Here's a light one. Here's another light one. These all seem a little bit darker to me, so I'm going to start kind of light to dark within this group. You can do it all as one group. I kind of break it up. These are my really dark guys over here. Here. Let's put him here. Okay. Okay, so I've got them arranged. Now I do the same for my darks. I go from light to dark with my prints. For now, this will be good enough for us. So here's what I need to do next. I'll turn these around, it'll work better. Now, I'm going to match my lightest light with my lightest dark. Okay, so that's one pair. My next lightest light with my next lightest dark. My next lightest light with my next lightest dark. And I do this for all of them. Now I say to myself, that's the next one in line, but I really don't like that one. I think I like it better with this. So, you just change it. It's like nothing's set in stone. So I do this with all of them. And you might say, why? Why bother? Why do you do it that way? I do it because it avoids that bullseye block that you end up with in the quilt. And by that I mean the one block that when you get the whole top put together, your eye goes straight to it. And I think the main reason for this is because you end up with contrast, something that was very light with something that was very dark. And so that block tends to jump out. This way, they gradually blend, and you can move your blocks around as you're doing your final finished quilt. So you sort of separate the darker blocks and the lighter blocks, but the block itself is going to work by blending together better than if you ended up with really light against really dark. That's what I call the bullseye. And my final bit of advice is if you end up with a bullseye block, put it in the lower right-hand corner somewhere of your quilt top. That's sort of when you're looking at a quilt top, that's the last place your eye goes. So maybe by the time people get there, they won't even notice that you've got a bullseye right on your quilt.